Alright, let me know if the stream is working and if it's not being an asshole. Because if it's gonna keep doing this, it kinda ruins my entire plans for this. That's not a good sign. Okay. OBS says that it's fine. I don't know if it's fine. I can't tell if it's my internet or not. And it is aggravating. Okay. Hey. It says the video output is like hella low for some very weird reason, and I do not know why. Can hear you clearly? Okay, that's good. I love you. Don't you mean like see you after work? Or are you gonna come back before that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be back before that. I gotta drop the phone.
Okay, don't let the boy out. I love you. Have a good day. Alright, so, internet sucks, but I can hear you. Okay, good. So, just want to explain a little, thingamabobber before I go into it, unless the stream cuts out again, which is always very, very, very demotivating. But, this time I don't think it's OBS. I think it is my internet or my laptop for some reason, because, it's been kind of doing this for a while, even when I was doing my D&D thing with my buddies yesterday. I had to use my phone because my computer just did not want to connect. So, this is actually not the video I had planned for this week. I know I said that last week. I had a video that was supposed to go up. It's rendered. Everything's good to go. It was supposed to go up today. But it's, not exactly a positive video. It's not like a rant. It's not full-on negativity, but it wasn't on a positive note. And this past week, a lot of bad stuff has happened. Like, it just in the news, in life, in general. And I've been seeing negativity everywhere. And I know this might sound really weird coming from me, but I don't like being a negative person, and I was starting to think, I'm like, you know what? This video just doesn't need to go up today. I'm just going to do a live stream instead, because there's just a lot, like, I don't know if this happens to anybody. I'm just going to talk for a quick minute. Let me put, like, a GIF on screen so my, my computer doesn't, like, die. Do I still have my little moth? It says I have moth, but moth is not there, and I don't know where moth is. Okay, we'll have the Tetsu Nuzzle on screen. That's fine. That works fine. But yeah, I just wanted to just chat for a quick minute, and then I'll get into it. I promise. But yeah, it's just, it's no. Don't be sad. Like it's something I'm noticing more and more. And when I've tried talking about it in other places, I've had a couple of people accuse me of like, oh, so you're just a bury your face in the sand kind of person. I'm like, no, I know negativity is out there, and I know terrible shit happens, and I know that bad things happen to good people all the goddamn time. But there's a difference in my mind between burying your head in the sand and purposefully going out of your way to get upset. It's like, go on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, and the past few days have been nothing but terrible things with what happened tragically, and then people bringing politics into it, and then people bringing political views into it, and then personal views, and it just becomes like a big like clusterfuck of negativity. Bye monetization. It was nice knowing you. But yeah, and because of that, I'm sitting here like, you know what? I'm sick and tired. I am, honest to God, sick and tired of being down. There's no good way to say that. You know, like, obviously you're gonna have ups and downs. Nothing in life is freaking perfect. If everything was sunshine and rainbows, it would be very boring. But it's to a point where I'm like, my video was already pretty negative that was gonna go up today. All this negativity's out there, and I do not want to be a part of that right now. So the video will probably go up next week. If not, it'll definitely go up sometime this month, because I'm not gonna just, I put the time into it, I'm not just gonna not post the video. But, yeah, it's just, it gets, like, really overwhelming and really irritating, and it gets so emotionally draining. Like, and I've tried explaining this to people, and they're like, oh, so you're just lazy because, you know, words on the computer upset you. And it's like, no, it's just that when you're beaten down and beaten down and beaten down and beaten down with all this goddamn negativity, that you sit here and you're like, what's the fucking point? Like, why? And it's gotten to a point, hi Armani, but it's gotten to a point where it's like, God, you know what? I can't tell you guys how many times I have been proud of something, and I have honest to God wanted to, like, tweet about it or Instagram about it, but before I even get a chance to, my feed is full of all this negative crap, and I'm just sitting here like, I've muted all this stuff, but it still shows up in my feed. And now I don't feel comfortable sharing my good news because of all this BS going on around me. Does that make any sense? Like, a really good example is, I've been working on my weight loss journey. If you guys, like, follow me on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. I don't really post a lot of, like, pictures and stuff of me, but I talk about it. You know, I'm working better on it. Going to the gym more again and trying to eat better. And it's like, a little while ago, I was able to fit into a pair of pants that I haven't been able to fit into in like 2 years. Now they're tight, and I'm not going to wear them out in public, but for me, that was such a big goal, just to be able to put those goddamn pants on. And I remember being so happy and so great. I'm like, you know what? I want to talk about this. I want to share it. But before I can, like, talk about it on fucking Twitter, what do I see? I see a bunch of skinny people complaining about being fat and complaining about hating themselves. And these aren't even people I follow, by the way. They're people that, like, I follow liked stuff. And I'm sitting here, like, really proud of my weight loss, but I'm still freaking fat, and I acknowledge that I'm fat. But then I'm seeing all this stuff, and I'm like, well, crap, I can't talk about this now, because if they think that is fat, then I'm a freaking whale. So what do I have to be happy about it? And it's been getting me, like, really irritated about it. And other things, too. Like, I recently posted up, like, some, like, little things. I'm trying to post more on Instagram and Twitter, more art than just me, like, going off, you know? And, well, no, I know everybody has their own securities, but when you notice it's a pattern, like, I kid you not, I was scrolling through, and I saw at least, like, 6 pictures, all of different people, all talking about this, all doing this and that, and it's like, well, I can't talk about my news now, because compared to these people, I'm a whale. You know, me being proud of being able to fit into a pair of pants I haven't been able to fit into for 2 years is nothing compared to some of these people I see. You know, or I'll see more stuff like, you know, oh, you know, Cody and I got really good news, and then all of a sudden on my Facebook, these people that, like, have been together. So I'm just gonna rant for a hot minute. I am gonna rant about. I know I want to be positive, but I want to rant about why I'm trying to not be so so negative. I know it's a double entendre and it doesn't make any sense, but, like, you know, it's one of those things. It's like, oh my God, me and Cody, like, got to go out to this really nice sushi restaurant because a friend of mine gave us money to, like, go out for a nice date. So we go out for a nice date and we want to fucking post it, you know, have a nice time. But before we get a chance to, what do we see? Oh, a bunch of couple friends of ours that have been together for, like, you know, a long ass time suddenly broke up. And now people are shitting on each other. And I'm just like, well, now it doesn't feel right talking about all this good stuff because Michi, you'd know I'd be glad if your success rate news. I know, Bree, I know. I know. But it's things like that. Or like, I'll be really proud that I got something done, even though I've been having wrist pain. And then I'm seeing people post up GoFundMes because their car exploded or something. I'm not shitting on that, by the way, because that's a terrible thing that happens to people. But I'm sitting here like, well, don't really feel right talking about my good news now because, that's out there. And it just gets to a point where I'm like, you know what? I don't want to contribute to that right now. So much bad stuff has happened this past week. And even Cody and I... You had a good time, how dare you? I'm sorry. I know. It sounds stupid to be like that. And I know that I should get past it, but it's just that I see all that freaking negativity out there, and it just brings me down. And I know I'm not the only one. I've talked to a couple of my friends where we've had to full on, like, block and unmute and mute people on Facebook and Twitter and stuff. Because, oh, hi, air conditioning. I'll have to be screaming now. Sorry I was screaming. My air conditioning was really loud. But just getting to a point where I'm sitting here and I'm just like... I'm emotionally drained. And what kind of sucks is it's like, I can't just delete Twitter and Instagram because I do like those websites and I need them for work. Because I see people who are like, well, if it's too bad, just delete it. And it's like, I can't, okay? It's a good way to keep in touch with people. It's a good thing like that. I'm sitting here like, ooh, I can't handle all this negativity right now. So... there's that. So that's why I'm doing this quickie, impromptu commission live stream where I'm going to be working on stuff. I already currently got 3 busts, but if anybody would like to order one, they are $25 each. They're in a monochromatic style like in the thumbnail. So you're going to get, shades of gray with a pop of color because I've always been a fan of that stuff. And... also, next week's video is definitely going to be a more upbeat video because I've done a couple of silly little audio things here and there where I remember being like, I should do this like kind of serious update thing, and then again, all the negative stuff happened, and I'm just like, nah, you know what? I do not want to contribute to putting out more negative vibes out there right now. So, again, I'm not like ignoring the negative stuff. I'm more so just trying to put more positivity out there, which is what I've always liked doing. It's what I like doing with my story times and my topic videos and my opinions and stuff, is I try to make it so I can learn something positive out of it so the actions don't get repeated. Ooh. So yeah, I currently have 3 busts I have to be working on, but after that, I will be I can currently take more if anybody's interested. So if anyone is interested, just at me, like, at, and then my username, so it'll like pop up on the chat, and that way I can like know. I'll put the email in my description so you can email me the info. Once it's been paid, I will work on it. Yada yada yada. Hold on. Let's see. Is it possible to order a commission through the super chat? Like, pay through it? I'm underage and can't use PayPal yet, but I want to commission you. I'm sorry, Arabelle. Normally I would be okay with that, but with how super chats work, I won't see that money for like anywhere between 3 to 6 months. So it's not exactly worth it. Like, super chats are helpful when people do it to tip or they're just generous, but you do tend to not see it for a long time. Let's see. Oh, and what do you know? I might have a surprise guest joining me on the show and helping me be a mod. Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. Super chats are like, that's why people say, like, do it through Streamlabs or PayPal Donate or Buy Me a Ko-fi, because that's stuff you get instantly. While with Super Chat, you do get it, you just get it months in advance, because that's kind of how they get their money. Because, like, okay, so more talking before I get to working. So it's a lot like PayPal, where I don't work for PayPal, but whenever you have PayPal and you don't use like instant, you know, when back in the day when you would transfer something, usually it would take like anywhere between like 2 to 7 days. And the whole reason why it takes that long processing time is because in the ether, they're like taking stuff from it to pay the website. So the website is funded, which is why now that they have like PayPal Instant and stuff like that, they take that tiny little percentage out. So it's like you're getting your money right away, but we're still going to get a little bit of finder's fee. And that's kind of what YouTube does with Super Chats. Okay, let's see. Hopefully... Hello? You don't sound like you're dying, so that's a good sign.
Oh, yes.
Say hi.
Indeed.
Say hi.
Hello, peoples.
Hey. So, introduce yourselves.
I'm the Zodiac Ward.
Ward?
I think it's been a while since we've actually been in a live stream together.
It really has.
That other than glorified tape tobble. Table tobble. Yeah, so hey.
You sound very tired.
Well, I mean, I woke up 2 hours ago, so
that was 2 hours ago.
I just ate lunch. Don't judge me. Also,
I'm so
Pasta
cold.
posted the full reference of her boy, and I'm excited.
Oh, what? She finished him? She finished him?
Not the colors, but just the whole like outfit and everything.
Oh my
god! I love him.
Oh my god! Let me see.
And by God, all these cuties make me want to design design a love interests for them.
I love that tail. Oh my god, his tail looks amazing.
I was telling her,
Bree, can I show the people?
Is Bree in? Oh, there she is.
Yeah, she is at work, but she's creeping. What is this?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What?
Armani! No! I cry! I'm just like, oh, I know that dang. That's my PayPal dang on my phone.
Oh.
No.
Also, my long video goes up today. It's gonna be a time.
Oh shit, man, that's gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna premiere,
that's why I'm gonna try to end this at noon. If I don't, by the way, okay, guys, if I don't finish all of these, I will continue streaming later on the website that rhymes with itch to finish them, because I don't want to be that asshole and crossbreed with my buddy on his long ass video that he suffered through.
I mean, it's just the premiere.
Yeah, but I mean,
which is also humorous because there is a part of like a huge chunk of the video where I basically say like, if you don't want to hear the recap, skip to this time. You can't do that in a premiere. So
right.
Some people are going to be really salty that they have to sit through the 30 minutes of like recap that I have to do. But hopefully it'll be fun, and hopefully it's there's some part of me that's like, oh, this is not gonna go well, but you know, I'm
So this, everybody, while I'm not working and they are distracting me because they are my friends, cough. This is Pastel Monster's new unicorn boy, who is also the guy that I drew the thumbnail for. Let me pull up my little picture.
Yeah, it's the he's half unicorn, half elf because
she wanted the ears.
Well, no, because I think she just wanted to make him an elf rather than a human, but it's also because all unicorns are women. So in order to have a male, because they're a nymph too.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, because that's why all the satyrs are dudes and all the unicorns are women and all the fairies are bitches. Anyway, which those aren't actually his colors. Pastel like gave a rough thing of his actual colors.
Yeah. I was asking
to see on this beautiful boy.
I know. The only reason I gave him these color, well, these are what the busts are gonna look like. Is they're monochromatic, with a splash of color. So he's not gonna.
Well,
look
it's funny because
this.
I was tripped out for a second. I thought those were his colors because I do have elves that are like almost totally white. So like
But yeah,
it wasn't irrational.
Yeah. See, Bree made him a beautiful, sexy man, and then she told me he's nervous, and so I'm
well, it's funny because she's like, do I want to make him sexy or do I want him to make a pure sweet boy? And I'm like, why not both?
Yeah, why not both?
He's sexy without trying, but he a pure boy.
Yeah. So we should also emphasize, though, he is going to be a side character of the circus. Because Bree's life is also...
Bree is not required to be a part of streams for the main plot to progress, but if
when
she's
she
there,
can, she'll
she will be there. Yes, and God, every time I look at him, I'm like, I want to make you either a cute girlfriend or a cute boyfriend, but I'm like... every time I look at him, he just...
Well, freaking Quan wants him. Quan wants him, like, so bad.
I know.
But yeah, okay, let me finish my update. So, okay... I'm going to be streaming for about almost, because yours is set up to go in in 2 hours, right?
About an hour 20.
Okay,
yeah.
an hour 20.
It's at 2 o'clock my time. So
okay,
it'll be...
so...
I mean, you can stream into it if you need to. I mean, the video is still going to be there.
Okay.
Even if people miss the only thing they'd miss would just be the premiere, but it's not like it's gonna hamper the video if you miss the premiere. It just means you can skip the long ass game recap if you played it before. Even though it's funny because I say it's long ass when it's actually probably only half as long as the actual review part of the video. Like a majority of the video is me just ranting about things.
I mean, to be fair, without spoiling it, it's a pretty shitty video. I mean, no, fuck, I came out so wrong. It's a pretty shitty
No, you are
game.
correct. It is a very shitty video. I got so tired. There was a point where I was like, there were parts where I'm like, oh, I could re-record these lines so I'm not, saying a stupid thing, but I got so, sick of hearing my own voice that I was like, nope, I'm just going to put in text and correct myself and make fun of myself. There we go. But,
I'm just good.
Yeah, well, it's funny because, I understand that a lot of people who do like it are people who've never played the original games, which makes sense. That's usually how it is.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's I don't think most of my criticisms come from, oh, it's not as good as the original games. I mean, my main criticism of it was that their pivotal plot doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't.
And it's and it's funny because I've replayed 2 of the main games in recent times, so they're fresh in my brain. It's not like the original games had plots that were 100% realistic. It kind of verged onto that, it kind of verged onto, okay, everything has an explanation, and the explanation isn't magic, but it's it just kind of stretches the reality to the very limits it could go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, the whole world is like that. The whole world is quirky and fantastical like that. In this game, most of it's pretty realistic, but then because it's realistic, the weird, unexplained plot holes make it bad.
Are you saying the talking dog is not canon, Morgan?
I swear.
Okay,
here's the thing. I was fine with the talking dog because, fucking, the games are weird, and it's there's totally possible that something could be up with that or whatever. What I don't like is the fact that, the dog express that only some people can hear him talk. Not everybody, only some people. And throughout the entire game you play, the only 2 people who can hear him talk are the 2 main characters, because plot convenience, right? Because why would anyone else in the story need to hear the dog talk? That wouldn't be, realistically consistent. But on top of that, again, I'm still, why did I drink that? That was old Coke. Anyway.
Why did you just leave out an old Coke?
Well, because it's from yesterday. I didn't throw it away. It's fine.
Wait. So you just found a can on your desk.
I'm just when I'm ranting, I just lose awareness of my surroundings. And I forgot. I forget to break the tabs sometimes. So if I don't break the tabs, I think it's when I'm still drinking. So I don't know.
That tells me that you've done this enough times to have a thing to where
No,
you're like, okay.
I just do that as a habit. I've always done that. But
Oh, okay.
The game, if you're wondering, it's on my channel. It's the long ass title is there. It's like it's the new kind of. It's not really even a spin-off. It's canonically connected to the actual games because it's made by the same people. So it's not even a spin-off game, but it's a Professor Layton game. It's the Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracies one because the title had to be like 5 fucking miles long.
It's like a freaking Panic at the Disco song title.
Oh yeah. Well, I got it because I was excited because I love Professor Layton. I love seeing like if they have new games. I love that. And I had so much hopes and dreams for it because I'm not even somebody who
he's not
scoffs at the idea of that. I'm pretty like I'm pretty optimistic about shit like that, but then it was so painfully disappointing. And it's like it surprises me that it has such a high rating on the App Store because
don't you love that broken
isn't always accurate to how good the quality is because it's not like it's just bad if you haven't if you've played the games before. It's not that. Because I think I'm self-aware enough to where I can step back and say, like, no, this story is just bad. Because there's a lot of, like, especially late game, there was, like, there's just a lot of plot holes. The plot is, like, all over the place. There's not really a consistent overarching plot like you think there's gonna be. And then a lot of the levels are just fucking boring. Like, when you come in here expecting, you title, Millionaire's Conspiracy. The only conspiracy is at the last level of a 12-level game. Like, it's...
Oh, it was 12 levels? I didn't know it was a 12-level game.
In fact, and what pisses me, like, you'll see it whenever I make the video or whatever. There was one level in particular that made me so fucking pissed because it is, like, the 4th to last level of the game, meaning you had to pay to play that level because you only get, like, the first 3 levels for free. So you had to pay to play this level, and literally all you do is a guy, like, one of the characters is like, oh, I forgot my wife's birthday and all the shops are closed. Help me. And then you don't even get a present. You just kind of run around doing meaningless shit for a minute, and then it's like, oh, she just wanted to spend time with him. Wow, what a twist. And it's like, it's so... Hell, when I was playing the fucking level,
you can tell
I had better plot twists than that. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, I'm such a good writer, la la la. It's like, I was sitting here playing it, and I was wondering if, because, like, in the game, in the level, I didn't say this in my actual rant video, because I didn't, like, want to go too long on that part, or like, till it sounded like I was repeating myself, but, in the level, the guy tells you that he had written down the day of his wife's birthday on 2 separate calendars to make sure he remembered, and he still forgot. So I sat here wondering, I wonder if maybe his wife actually, like, did something sneaky and changed the date because she thought he wouldn't be working on this day. And so, like, he didn't actually forget. She just really wanted to spend time with him. Then there'd be a cute thing of, like, oh, why didn't you just tell me, whatever. But no! They couldn't even do that. I can just see. Yes, you're correct. I'm exactly doing that, Blutashi. They said I can just see Zodiac angrily moving his arms to express himself right now, and that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yep. Real quick, before you get in there, I won't be taking DeviantArt points for these commissions because this is a quickie thing, and again, it takes about 15 days for me to get the money. I normally do take points when I open up normal commissions, but for in-stream commissions, I'm more comfortable with PayPal, unless I shouldn't say I don't exactly need the money, because, like, I don't really need the money right now. But anyway, PayPal's easier. I'm PayPaling at this time. I will be doing some in the future once San Japan is done, and I am free, and I can just do commissions again like I used to. Don't get me wrong, I'm so excited for this con. I am legit so excited. But at the same time, I'm also like, my stress levels are gonna go so far down. Once it's like, this is my vacation and anxiety pack wrapped into one. vacation because I get to spend my birthday, his birthday. Well, we're gonna go do an escape room and be dumb, and we're gonna go party at a Chili's at some point, and hopefully not have Holly die.
Oh Lord.
So you can go back to ranting. I just wanted to answer because a person did ask that question like a while back.
No, yeah, it's fine. If you need more of these or whatever, you don't have any queued up, I'll throw something at you. Oh God, but yeah, I'm not gonna like spoil the whole video.
Not gonna spoil the entire hour video I spent rendering.
It's almost 2 hours. Okay, but but yeah, it's gonna be a ride. I mean, hell, it's fucking. What's funny is that there was a part that I actually did have to interject something into.
Oh, I think I was there for that because I did watch it because I'm a patron.
Wow. Yeah.
By the way, guys, if you support the Zodiac Lord, yes, I am promoting someone else's Patreon on my live stream. If you promote his Patreon because this bastard's moving out soon. He will make you the good arts and you will see his stuff sometimes early. I will be Armani for you in my stream.
Quise.
Take the love.
Oh goodness. Yeah, but there was a bit because it's like there's a part where I'm talking about how it feels like a kid's game, and I realized that there were some people who might say like, "Oh, on the App Store it says it's for 4 and up," and I'm like, "Yeah, but on the Nintendo Store it says it's E10 and up." But you know,
but you know, who counts that?
I know. Well, also because like, I'm sorry, there's a fucking level about like being falsely accused of murder. I don't think that's for 4-year-olds.
Are you saying 4-year-olds cannot commit murder?
Well, it's like, no, I just don't think that somebody would make a fucking game for 4-year-olds where there's a concept of murder.
I know, I was trying to make a joke. My joke did not land.
Yeah, no, I know.
This is going to be my first time at San Japan. Oh, we're going to meet Potato Salad. I don't know who you are, Potato Salad, but great. I'm happy you're coming to San Japan. Hello?
Oh, hi, yeah. Well, no, I thought you were talking to someone in the chat.
So someone was like, it's my first time going to San Japan, so I'm excited. So I'm like, yay, we're going to meet people. Because that was funny. When I did tell people that came to our booth that you were just there, they were like, what? He's here? I'm like, he doesn't have a table. He's just walking around.
I feel bad because I'm like...
Well, I think it's funny because you don't hide your face. Like, you
I really don't.
But I guess some people are like, where's your face? Like, it's there.
Yeah, yeah, well, it's also partly because, like, when I went to because I'll be honest, like, I didn't really ever go to San Japan because, like, oh, I want to go buy stuff and go to panels and stuff. I went because, like, oh, yay, friends.
Yeah, because, I mean, honestly, that's kind of me. I'm like...
Yeah, and I got some merch and stuff like that, but for the most part, it was for friends, so there was a lot of time where I'd just go for the con for, like, 2 hours, and then I just, like, go and chill in my hotel room for a while. So,
is
like...
that how you got to drawing? Like...
Yes, exactly. I draw everywhere.
Oh, don't remember.
I mean, I don't know. I'll find something to do. I mean, maybe I could, like, find some cards to take and just be like, come join me at my card table.
Hey, I am telling you, man, I'm going to bring my Magic the Gathering cards, and I'm going to teach you guys how to nerd out OG style.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to have my Switch. We can play Mario. I can actually play Mario Party with real people. Well, I played it with my brother once. That
doesn't sound lonely at all.
in like an airport, we were like had like an hour or something to wait, and I'm like, perfect time to play Mario Party. So there was that, and then we're gonna do our escape room. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time.
Are you gonna go support Quan at her panel?
I'm gonna try.
Do you play Commander? I've played. I don't have a Commander deck because I don't have the money for that. That's a Magic. Okay, so in Magic the Gathering fixes my glasses as I sketch this furry. People can fight me. Star dragons are furries, okay? Like, I've had people be like, they're not furries. I'm like, they're furries. Okay, you calm down. I have star dragons. They're furries. So, in Magic the Gathering, there's normal Magic the Gathering, where you play with a normal deck, and then you play Commander. And Commander, if I remember correctly, is like 50 cards, and no 2 cards are the same. Except for your lands, because you have to summon your cards, obviously. So you are commanding an army to fight. Well, like, in my vampire deck, you know, when I hear this out loud, I'm like, yeah, this is why people think it's nerdy. Is when I, like, actually hear myself say it out loud. I've got, like, 4 of a certain vampire token, because they're Bamf, because they have lifelink, death touch, and flying. So because of that, they can't get hit because they're in the air. If they touch something, it kills them. And because if they do an attack, then I suck out their life. It's a really OP card. And I was able to get a hold of my friend who was able to make Holly a goblin deck special for her because she likes her goblins. So, but yeah, I'm gonna bring some, and I'm gonna teach you and Quan how to magic, because they had a whole little thing set up, like where we were, where I was like, man, this is cool. I wish AX had this. Also, this is really weird, but after like you kind of have a little bit of a burnout or an art block, and then you come back and you're like, wow, I sketched that. I'm like sitting here like, I really like these sketches right now.
Yeah.
I like dem faces. They're coming out nice.
Yeah, that's how I feel sometimes. Oh, goodness. I've also been playing a lot of Civ recently, and I don't know why. Just the past few days.
I mean, if you like it, then, you know, do it.
Well, it's like I just got, like, man, like, whenever people make the jokes about, like, just one more turn, like, it's real. It's like I was playing it last night, and I was, like, looking at the time, and I'm like, it's 10 o'clock. It's like, okay, I'll play until 10 o'clock, and then I'll be done. And then it got to 10, and I'm like, literally to myself, I was like, just one more turn. One more. I'm not done yet. It's like,
we got a tax question. Like, they asked both of us. And I was gonna say, he's a babu. He's gonna have to start paying taxes soon, though. I'm pretty sure your parents do it for you, and you're just not there.
Oh no, yeah, they do.
Oh yeah, so see, you're fine. So not really. Pretty much how it works is it's why I put, you know, plus tax in my little thing, because that's not the PayPal tax. I eat that. That's the tax to give to the government, because in California, I don't know why I'm talking like this.
California?
Yeah, in California, the tax rate can be anywhere between 20 to 30% of your overall income of the year. So what I like to do is gather up all I made in a month, take 10% of that for savings, take 20% of that for taxes, and then the rest, that's the money I get to live on. That's just me. Other people do it in many different ways.
Yeah.
But, no, being a commission artist, it's pretty much the same. It's just, you're probably having a fluctuating number, because my numbers always fluctuate. You know, some months, I can make some really, really good money. Some months, I can barely pay my bills. And it's like, joy. But
California. As a fellow California, I'm deeply offended.
What the fuck? Photoshop? Why are you... No, what? I didn't turn you on. Go away. No! Go away! Go away! I didn't want you, CC. I didn't touch you. I didn't go near you. What? Get out of my render. Damn it! It's like when you hit the fucking Adobe suite without meaning it just pops up. I said leave! Yes! Close the program! Lord!
Oh, goodness.
Ooh, Lord. Okay, Blue Tashi, have fun. As a fellow Californier, I am deeply offended. Hey. If you're from California, you know that when we're both 90, they're gonna finally fix the freaking I think the IO5 that they've been building since I was 2.
No, I don't think so.
What?
I don't think so. I think it'll take longer than that.
I think so. I'm like, oh yeah, it'll be done in a year. I'm like, you've been building this freaking freeway since I was 2. I don't think it's gonna be done anytime soon.
Oh god, that's why I made a joke when I went to New York for a trip with my theater. We when we were walking around, it's like, I already know I'm not in Texas. All of these like construction sites are actually like working.
Okay, you know what was so funny? I remember when we went to Utah. First of all, no tea, no shade, but the polygamy jokes were real, and like we weren't expecting that. We went into a little restaurant. Remember, I sent you pictures like a year ago where they were like, you know, I love this town. I'll tell my wives. And then like our waitress was telling us about how she and her sister wives were like getting ready for a church bake sale, and Cody and I were like, wait, that shit's real? Like what? Like it's not just a joke?
Oh goodness. It's funny because here where I live, there's a middle school. Near kind of nearish where our house is or whatever. And like when the summer started, they started doing a lot of construction on those roads right there, which made sense. Like school's finally out, so like it's a good idea to do it now and get it done. So like it's been like massive too. Like you could only drive on one side of the road through there. On both sides of the road, you can only like you got to go pretty slow because there's cones and like excavated pieces of concrete and all this stuff. So there's holes in the ground everywhere, and it's like it's a lot of construction. And school is about to be back in session, and they do not look anywhere close to being done. Ooh. And that road is already so fucking hectic when school is in session.
Oh, God.
Like, it is painful to drive on that road whenever, like, school's getting out. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be awful. Thank God I don't have to drive on this road right now.
Thank God I will be in a different state.
I'm like, oh, these poor kids. You poor children.
God, that was like, my high school kind of had that, because my high school was weirdly like put on a hill, and this hill was like, there was only one way to get to the school, and it was up this hill. Did I make one of your ears too thick compared to the other one? I did. I made one thicker.
Just an angle thing. It's fine.
Yeah, you're right. When I flip it, it doesn't look too bad.
In Washington, the construction is fast, but the fire department drags its feet. I remember, God, when I was in Washington, we took a tour of the underground, which like you could find a because originally the city of Seattle had a one incantation that then burned to the ground.
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah, and the ladies were like, and so you'd go on this tour that tells you about the history of Washington, but apparently, I guess it's just so ridiculous that all of the people who do those tours there tell it in, like, the most comedic way possible, and it was, like, my favorite thing. It is exactly how I love, like, history lessons.
Well, it was something, like, whenever I would see those people who do, like, the, like, LA tours and everything, because I went on one once, they sound so bored and so monotone. I'm like, this is boring. Like,
oh yeah, well, it's like I like history stuff or whatever, but like when we first got there, before we even went on like any like tours or into any tunnels or anything, like this lady's up there and she's giving both groups this like lay down of certain things that they need to know before we go on the tour, like basically the background of how it started to get established. Mm-hmm. So it's like, so there's 3 important gentlemen. Apparently, it's like there was the guy who founded the city, who came to Washington because it was during the, go grab your land and take it kind of era.
Yeah.
And so he went to Washington, he found a place, so he started to build a city. However, he built his house during, you'd think, he didn't even start building it yet. He said he's quoted as to saying when he got there, "I will build the city when the rain stops." And the lady said, and as you know,
in Washington,
it was in the middle of the wet season, so the rain didn't stop for another 8 years. But the dude waited years to actually start building anything, and he started building things, all the foundation, at low tide.
Oh.
You live next to an ocean for a year, and you build it you don't seem to notice that the ocean goes down and goes up again. So he built it during low tide, so he came back during high tide, and there's just water everywhere. And but he ended up building the city, but because of how shitty it was built, they had an issue with toilets, whenever high tide came back, toilets just exploding up because of the piping system, and it was fucking bad. And so finally they get this guy who moves in there, who is the doctor in town, and he's the most brilliant man in town, and also the guy who founded the town, the city, wanted it to be a sober utopia. You see what word in there has a problem? And so drinking was technically banned, but who listened to that? And
I mean, prohibition, man, am I right?
And so the most brilliant doctor in town was drunk. And he ran all these businesses. He was the doctor, he was the he did all of these different jobs, and the lady's just and how do you think he did it? And someone yelled crystal meth, and she's just no, I meant drinking, but close. And and then she started to talk about, and then we talk about him, the most evil man to ever exist, and I can't even fucking remember his name. If someone else remembers who I'm talking about, but it's a guy who moved there, who from Ohio. If you mention his name in a certain city in Ohio, everyone just kind of squints their eyes, oh, that guy.
Oh, wait! Wasn't this the guy that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie was based off of?
I don't think so. He lived in Seattle for his whole life, the majority of his life.
No, because the Texas Chainsaw Massacre wasn't actually based off of a dude in Texas. It was based off of a dude from Ohio.
I doubt it. Okay. Because from Ohio, his infamy in Ohio was he was stealing money from basically an orphanage, and he also built the orphanage and it burned down, killing everyone inside. So he was comic book
Oh, so he was just an asshole.
He was a cartoon villain who was constantly stealing money, but he ended up moving to Seattle, and so and so she's the lady, I gotta remember how she said it, was just it's now the people in the Seattle, they've heard about what he did. Or no, I remember. So Seattle has an issue with how, Seattle has a big problem with sinkholes and things collapsing, because this guy owned a wood mill forever, and he'd just dump his sawdust into the mudslides.
Oh my god.
And so, the city is suffering from the many years of all this sawdust decay underneath the city because of him.
Oh my god.
50 years later. And, so, obvious, and they're just and obviously the people, knew of his crimes, so what did we do? We got a mob, we dragged him out into the middle of town square, and we elected him our mayor. And so he got elected the mayor, and then it talks about how he fucking he apparently appointed his niece to be the secretary of the of Seattle. And do you think his niece lived in Seattle? No. Do you think that she even knew she had a job? No.
Yeah.
Do you think that she was a 12-year-old girl still living in Ohio?
When she was 12? What?
Yeah, no, because he used her name and was stealing more money from the state.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, he was a fucking cartoon villain. And
gee, that's the whole because I watched Igor recently because it's on it's on Amazon Prime, and it's oh my god, blind orphans, that's diabolical.
Yeah, exactly. And fucking there was even a thing because he at one point I remember he apparently sued the city himself because of like because he was accused of things or whatever, didn't go to court. He solved it himself and gave himself like the entire treasury. He sued himself for the whole treasury of Washington.
Beautiful. So I'm going to have to flip this sketch I was working on because I did her hair backwards. Because the canvas was flipped to get the anatomy right, and like I flipped it back. And I'm like, shit! The bangs are on the wrong goddamn side.
Whoops. I know, I hate that too. And I'm like doing a sketch and I have it all drawn to a specific side, but then I flip it, I'm like, oh no, it looks better like that. Shit.
Well, I guess I'm flipping this bitch.
But anyway, so like, yeah, cartoon villain. And then basically, whatever she said, so as you can see,
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, I talked to myself.
I'm trying to remember how she phrased it. She's like, so as you can see, our, like, this is what we have to start with. Just like, no one knows what we're doing. The most brilliant man in the village is drunk, and this is what's leading us.
Jesus.
And this is our politics. But like, and then finally we fucking go on the tour, and God, it was just so funny, because like, it's explaining how, like, I swear, how the original city of Seattle burnt down is like something out of a cartoon. Because apparently what happened, like according to historical records, there was a kid who was working as an apprentice for like a glue maker, or something of that sort. And so he was boiling a pot, and he did, like, this was his job every day on repeat. So you think after doing it all day, you couldn't fuck it up, but then he fucked it up. And so he like, he basically set off like a oil fire. Now if you know, like, I just know this because my dad is a fireman, but like, if you have a grease fire,
dude, your family is all over the place. I didn't know your dad was a fireman. That's cool.
Yeah, he's assistant chief. But he, as you learn, how you don't extinguish a grease fire?
You put water in it?
No, you don't throw water on it.
I know, I'm being an asshole, because
I know
you don't put water
so
on
he
it.
obviously threw water on it, and then it, like, there was even more, but instead that just made what, the lady was like, who was doing our tour, was just like, and what happens when you put water on a grease fire? It explodes!
Yeah.
And so it exploded, and the entire city, of course, at this time, was made out of wood. So it lit the ceiling on fire, and right above the glue makers was a paint shop.
Oh God!
And so now we do not just use fire, we have a chemical fire. And so
Jesus,
everything's made out of wood, and so everything just, and then it said better. So again, everything's made out of wood. Oh no.
What? Hello?
Your stream went off.
God damn it, OBS.
Hello?
Hello? Morgan?
You're fine. Hello.
You can hear me. I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. I said it went off. Oh, you're back.
Okay, it's back. It's back. It's my computer for some reason. Hello? I love that. Last thing anybody heard was chemical. Fuck! What the hell? Dude, what the fuck? I love it though. Everyone was like, chemical fire, stream dies.
I know. Well, like, God, I haven't even gotten to the best part, but I'm gonna get there, because there's like a part of this that's like my favorite thing that happened during this tour. But so she was talking about how, like, I'm not sure if you're saying, oh God, at your programmer.
No, just life. Keep going.
Yeah. But anyway, so then she's just like, and you know what else? And then it also trailed to a bunch of gunpowder.
Oh my, what the, are you serious?
No, and then on top of that, so here's what's funny. Nobody died.
That's amazing.
I know, and because all their, like, plumbing too was also made out of wood, so everything was just on fire. So here's the thing too. They had a fire department. However, everybody except for one person were volunteers. But you know what? So it would have been fine if the chief was there and, like, knew how to, like, manage that. But he was on vacation in Florida. at that specific time.
Oh, okay.
And so every single buddy who was working for the fire department at that time were a bunch of volunteers. And so at first they were trying to use hoses, but all of your plumbing is on fire. So that didn't last long. So they tried to get like a bucket stream from the ocean to throw it on the fire, but that wasn't really, they could only do so much. And the crowd was standing nearby, the crowd of citizens, and not only were they not helping, they were heckling. So after a while,
they just watch their city burn.
Yeah, well, they're just like, they're sitting here and they're just like idiots. Like, why aren't you like putting the fire out? Whatever. So you know what the volunteers did, who aren't getting paid, said? All right, we just don't have to help.
Oh, okay.
So they just gave up.
Okay, I guess bye, city.
Also, apparently they have a hill. It's kind of gone now, but they had a hill that was so steep. I think, what did they fucking call it? They called it like, shit, I can't. I think they might have called it like, I don't know, it was some curse word hill, and they're just like, you know why? Because it had such a steep incline, that's what you say when you're walking up it.
Oh my god.
But like, I forget what it's fucking called. Because I don't think it was Shit Hill, but like, I don't know, it was something, it was funny though. So their whole city burned down. However, throughout the entire tour, oh fuck hill, yeah, I don't know, it was something along those lines, and it was really funny. But it was funny though, because after the city burned down and nobody died, they were just like, oh, this is the best thing that's ever happened to us. We can rebuild the city and actually make it work.
Oh my god.
And throughout the rest of the tour, when she started talking about them rebuilding the city, she'd open it up with, so our city burned down. Yay! And it was really funny. So like a lot of the tour was centered around them building it, and there was even more bullshit with that too, because like businessmen and city plant and politicians wanted two different things, because like politicians knew what they wanted, but they said it would take 10 years to build the roads how they want, but the business people were just like, but we want money. So like they made it a compromise to where like the city would start building the roads on one half of the the place of the span, and then the business people would open shops on the other half. However, with what they had planned for these roads to basically be a story high, so that like they could have an underground system for plumbing and stuff that was better, and also keep them above the tide. But because the roads weren't built yet, shop owners basically had to build a door on the second story and the first story.
Oh my god.
To compensate, and like so they would have it ready whenever the. And also their sidewalks were up that high. So how are you gonna get through this like 10-foot gap in the ground? Well, you use ladders. You know, when everyone's wearing like 10 layers of clothing when they're going shopping.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And so here's what she said though. This was really, really funny. It's really fucked up, but it's really funny. Surprisingly, no women or children were ever hurt on these ladders. However, when the sun went down and the men were coming back from their bars,
oh god,
drunk, there were many a falls and many a death. And how did the city explain for these? They called them accidental suicides.
Oh my god.
They were accidental. I
have heard of that term before, and I hate it every time.
It's like, it's so dark, but so funny. But anyway, my favorite part, though, was, like, after the city got built, and they were talking about the financial stuff. So, obviously, on these tours, you have kids. So, clearly, they had to come up with a certain way to explain this part of the story for kids. So, here's how it goes. So, when the city was doing a census, because they were because they were running out of money, and they were trying to figure out who they could tax to get more money. So they did a census to try and figure out who was making the money, yada, yada. And they found a surprising amount of women in Seattle who were making a lot of money in their sewing businesses.
I don't
despite not having any like sewing machines, getting a lot of cash. I mean, they were just really good with their hands.
I mean, did I ever tell you the story
It gets better than this too.
Mine's quick though. It's really quick.
Go for it.
My mom is a real estate agent, and when I was younger, my mom sold a house to a lady who is a very, very proud prostitute. And she didn't have a pimp. She loved her job. Good for her. And I remember, like, I was old enough to understand what it was, but on her taxes, she was just self-employed, because they don't technically ask. And so I was like, do you like your job? And then she like leaned down to me, and she was very nice, and she said, I got $900 for sucking dick for 10 minutes. I love my job. And I remember being like, wow. You know, and in that moment is when I was like, why do people shit on prostitutes? That's amazing money. Like, I wouldn't do it. But you go, sex workers. Willing sex workers. There was my story. You can continue yours.
Oh boy.
Like,
I know. It was funny though, because at the time, of course, like, it's older America, so prostitution's illegal.
Yeah.
So, like, all of them were just like, let's see. Because at the time, there was actually more women in Seattle than there were men.
Uh-huh.
So, like, I think, or was it the other way around? No, actually, I think there was more men than women, I think. And I think that was, like, part of the issue, too. I don't remember. But it's just, like, kind of either we can arrest half the population, or we can tax them. So they basically taxed them under the guise that it was a sewing business going on. But then comes along my favorite, perhaps one of my favorite, most underappreciated historical characters. They even said the reason why they talk about, like, they make a point to talk about her is because they obviously don't talk about her in schools. Like, there's nowhere in Seattle that's named after her. The shitty mayor guy got a fucking, like, road named after him, but she doesn't, and her name was shoot, let me, like, check real quick, because I Madame Lou, something, and I know I have it written down. So, Madame Lou Graham is what it was. And she moves to Seattle, and she opens a sewing shop right across from City Hall, just to make a point. And hires many seamstresses to her sewing shop.
Many of the women who are very good with their hands.
Oh yes, many of them. And they right across, and so basically Madame Lou Graham was someone who made Seattle was the biggest bolster of the Seattle economy at the time.
Oh my god.
With all that. But here's, like, what's also interesting though too. In a weird way, her sewing business was like an unofficial school for women, because, like,
well, yeah, back then you wouldn't really be you wouldn't be allowed to read and stuff.
Well, no, here's what would happen. She for all of her seamstresses, the deal was they could not stay there for I believe it was more than 2 or 3 years. And while they were there, they would have to learn different languages. They'd have to learn to read and write. They'd have to learn the basics of, like, business and money and all that kind of thing. And basically, by the time they're done, they can go off into the world and make their own non-sewing related business. So basically, it was just a business school for women, where you just had to sew for a couple years.
You know, just sewing right by City Hall.
Yeah, like, it was really interesting. I'm like, wow, that's really neat. And then was the end of the story is basically, it's so fucked up, but it was really funny. So the lady's telling us, like, sadly, Madame Lou Graham died at, like, the young age of, I think, like, somewhere in her 40s due to sewing-related illnesses. Always wear a thimble, kids.
Is that what they actually said?
Yes!
Are you kidding me?
Yes, exactly. Well, because no kid's gonna fucking get it.
Oh,
which I thought was, like, fucking brilliant.
Oh,
because, like, all of the jokes were all just sewing analogies. And
that is so beyond beautiful.
And, like, apparently she said one time she had a kid who, like, while she was talking, walked up and said, like, oh, my grandma sews. And like she started laughing, but you can't explain
Yeah,
why.
yeah, you can't. Oh
And
my
it's
God, that is beautiful.
it was like my favorite. And of course she's like, we have to appreciate her because she's like such a foundation city, but no school can ever talk about her because they're weak. But like,
What the fuck?
it's beautiful.
No, not that.
Yes.
Hold on. So, okay, that's weird. My stream wasn't... So, when I started this stream, my monetize with ads button was off. So I turned it on. I checked back now, and it is off again. YouTube, I am going to be very angry if when this video is done... I am fine, because we're talking about hookers right now. If after the video goes live... Like, after it processes...
Like, wait, hang on. Did you turn it on when you started the stream or before you started the stream?
I always leave it on. That's why I thought it was weird it was unchecked. I've never,
I don't know.
Alright, so... YouTube. I am not a pretty penny right now. Alright, sorry, keep going.
No, yeah, but it was a magical historical tour. It was quite magical. They also talked about how apparently people in Seattle during the gold rush.
Oh, God.
Would like.
Hold on.
Scam people and make what?
Fuck. Discord, let me in! Oh, great. I think my internet's cutting out again. Hello? Yeah, disconnect. Join call. Oh, Jesus. Authenticating. Hello?
I can't hear.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, you were kind of roboting and it was me.
Oh. Oh, God, yeah, it was But they also talked about how, during the Yukon Gold Rush, the city of Seattle would quote unquote mine the miners and like make more money than the miners would go make when they went and found gold.
I mean,
like,
mining those miners, that can be pretty good.
Well, they like advertised them, like they'd sell all the supplies you need, and they advertised as like the gateway to the Yukon. And I think they made the joke that's like we're closer to Florida than we are to the Yukon or something like.
Oh my God.
Or like I don't know, we're closer to like we're closer to somewhere far away. I don't remember. Like closer to South America than we are to the Yukon or something like that. There was so like, you know, they'd sell them all their supplies. They'd even do a thing where they'd have they'd sell them sled dogs, but they had these dogs to basically jump ship and come back. So they'd basically make money off the same dog like 15 times.
That's beautiful.
It's amazing.
I love a good hustle. Oh my God. Speaking of, I love this pirate crew.
I do too.
Like that made right now, and I'm just like, God, and your analogy of them is exactly what they are.
It's like exactly everything that's happening. Like,
all I think of whenever you brought that up, all I could think of is that Pros D like meme where it's like, why don't we just fuck each other? Like get it over with. I'm one fuck fest.
Just fuck already.
Because I have this weird feeling. I think if they had this really weird ass orgy, I think they would all mellow out, and like it would be like one of those things. Like it would happen. They would never talk about it, but they'd all be a lot more mellow about it.
I mean, honestly.
I mean, they're pirates, Sexuality kind of flies out the window with the mast.
Oh, of course. Fucking, I also hate it, but I just love how fucking clueless Ninkata is every single time anything happens.
He is beautiful, and I'm loving it because right now, since he's on the island, he's probably having a grand old time, like spending time with his sea god. You know, and then he's gonna go to the other world and experience McDonald's. It's gonna be great.
Oh, good. I just love that he's just so, like...
He's such a good boy!
Cool. I feel bad if there's ever a plot where anything, like, actually serious happens to him. I'm like, oh no, you poor child.
I don't think my heart could do it. Realistically, I'm like, something's probably gonna happen. But
I
right
know,
now,
it might
I'm
have
just
to
like,
for realism's sake, but
I know.
he get a happy ending. It's impossible not. He'd just have to be more mature.
Give him time.
He's a babe.
I feel bad that Ambrose is the resident anime character that looks both ways.
Oh goodness. Oh poor Ambrose.
Like, I can already see it now that... Oh, I guess her other earring thing isn't going to show. Okay. I can already see it now, where poor boy... he's going to go to one of those little pirate ports, and they're going to confuse him for, like, a whore or something. He's like, I am a man!
With the voice crack included.
Yeah, with the voice crack and everything.
Yeah, I feel so bad for him. I'm like, I don't know how, I don't know who, but I want to some. So it's like... It's not just a bunch of weird, like, pirates flirting with him all the time.
Right.
Poor boy.
And again, he wouldn't, like, he would get it, because he's on the island, so he knows, but it's also like,
Just like, I don't feel comfortable with it.
Yeah. Like, the sad truth is, probably when he gets his first heat, the only other chick on the boat that wouldn't be affected is Wendy.
I know.
Because Dee can't have kids, so he wouldn't be attracted to her when that happens. And it's not her fault. And I just think it's funny, because it makes me think of when they first got him, and Wendy was like, so that means it's mine, and it was just a one-off, and I'm like, you know what? It's a really fucked up joke, but it's one of those, like, you always get what you want, don't you, Wendy? It's like,
I love that. Just like, it's like, if y'all were so sex hungry, I'm right here. No, like,
yeah, we good. Nah, poor Wendy.
It's like, I feel so bad for my really fucked up joke that I made because we had like just fucking talked about it, and I'm just like, no, I'd rather use the kid for what he was like made to be used for than that. No thanks. And I'm like, it's really. But it's fucked up fun because he wouldn't, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's also fucked because that's the humor pirates would fucking say. I mean...
Oh yeah, they're fucking crap.
I mean, fucking Tybalt's mom. You know about Tybalt's mom, so...
It's I know about Tybalt's mom.
Yeah.
I think I know about Tybalt's mom.
She's a good being. I just subscribed. Oh, thank you! You must have just found my live stream. Well, thank you for subscribing, Opal Heart Art. Yeah. I'm happy.
Support.
All of the support.
Hey, you're gonna have to run this stream a little bit longer here.
You're not ready
if you want more of the months.
I know.
I mean, I'll hang out with you. I don't even think... I might, like, stalk my premiere and, like, reply to people, but I'm probably not gonna watch my own video.
Yeah.
Especially because, again, I'm, like, so tired of listening to myself talk with that one.
You're just there to watch the chat.
Yeah, I'm just there to interact with people, whatever it might be. So,
I know, I'm like, I'll make them busts. That'll be easy. Still working on the same bust.
Yeah, that's why I can kind of do it because my sketches are clean, so...
Yeah, well, you know what? Good for you. Okay.
It was funny, though, because when I was doing whatever, I had someone ask me, like, could it be, like, a clean sketch? Like, I'll do a sketch if it's a clean sketch, if possible. And I'm like, define clean sketch. Because I have my sketch examples on there, so how much more clean are we talking? Because I think if some of them become any cleaner, basically just be line art. Yeah. So, like, not all of them. I can do rough sketches, and some of my sketches are rough.
I mean, like, I remember your comic whip when I tried inking that one. I'm like... Even I was like, okay, you gotta add a little more detail. That's too hard.
Oh, no, yeah. Well, because that's why, like, with my comics, I do the fast one, and then I go back. But, like, because of speed, I actually don't, unlike my commissions with my comic, I just go straight to lining. I don't do a second sketch.
Yeah.
But it's only because I'm not super focused on the quality of that comic too much. Mm-hmm. I'm just more focused on getting it done, so which I still need to work on. I'm gonna cry. Oh god, yeah, I like that I have my whole thing now for it though. It'll be nice.
Okay. We pretty much good. I just gotta do the little fancy bitsy doos.
Woo.
Oh, woo.
I don't know. I just, like, when I was writing that fucking dialogue, I was, like, making myself laugh, and I'm like, I shouldn't be making myself laugh. Just like, well, I guess I should, because
that's kind of the point of a role play, though.
Well, no, like, I meant for when I was writing the comic page stuff.
Oh,
because I'm just like,
you should make yourself laugh.
I know, like, that's like the only person who needs to laugh at these jokes is myself. Oh god, where the fuck is my favorite joke in here? It's somewhere. There's also a fucking hell. There's got to be like fucking 20 pages of just Lust having fucking exposition. Like it's gonna be.
I mean, really always monologues.
Oh yeah, well it's because like chapter 1's literally exposition chapter because like Lust like even makes the joke that I should explain things to you. Not that you would understand, but I think the other people would want to hear it as well. Like you know.
Because didn't you say that? Am I allowed to say that? Who the fourth wall breaking characters are?
Well, they've done it before, so.
Oh, right, I forgot.
Yeah, So there's that. It's a ride. Oh god. Fuck. I was just looking at it because I was trying to find the line I was talking about, and I forgot because I was trying to figure out a way. How am I gonna get them all out of that? So it's just Lust and Pride. And I was just like, oh, I know. And it's just like, we gotta go do things. Things like what? Things like food shopping, moron. Already? But the fridge and the pantry were totally full yesterday. Yes, Gluttony. I'm sure they were full yesterday right before you devoured literally everything we had in there. I don't know why, because it was a funny thought in my head that, like, she checked it yesterday and it was totally full. And I'm like, yeah, you checked it yesterday.
Why? This is just me being dumb, but the idea of them at a supermarket is killing me.
Well, maybe be like fucking market, cause like time period's a bitch. I don't know.
I know that, but I'm just saying. I'm picturing them at like a Costco or something. It's making me laugh, like. Because every now and then my brain will do stupid stuff like that, where I'm just
Hell
like.
yeah.
I'm just like, oh, you know, fantasy Costco.
Yeah. You never know. Oh, what kind of lashes do you have? Do you have lashes? Do I get to design you lashes? I've been having some people, like, message me that they miss the, like, 3-line lashes that I used to always do. And I'm like, not that I don't like doing them, I did them for, like, every character, and I kind of started feeling that, like... Yeah, you gotta change it up a little bit, you know?
That's why I tried to have Dot, have, like, slightly darker under-eye lashes.
Yeah.
You know, or things like that, where I'm trying to add a little bit more depth to it.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, how I fucking, like... Because I like to do it, because I think lashes can sometimes be, like, again, like, one of those ways to do, it's just, again, like, just adds to a character design kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, and also it's a way to, I mean, plus, like, I'll be honest, you know, I don't like having it just be where eyelashes are solely used to say, that's the girl and that's the boy. Like, you know?
Same. I've gotten into that habit, too.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I like playing around with eyelashes and doing, like, weird eyelash stuff. It's like, I fucking love, like, one of those, like, things that I don't want to put into every character design, or I can't, but, like, I like it when I can do it, is having those little, like, bubbly, flowery-looking eyelashes.
Oh, I love those!
Like, the little semicircle ones, and I'm like, they look like flower petals.
And freaking, then you got Lust's giant-ass eyes.
Yes, those are
so funny because now
those are my default seductive eyelashes.
But the best part is the fact that, like, since you've been doing the new thing and it's not just thick eyeliner anymore, when I saw the newest picture, because I don't know if you posted it publicly or not, the one.
It will be posted.
I know, but I don't want to say it if it hasn't been posted yet. When I saw the yellow lashes, I was like, oh, right, those are his eyelashes.
Yeah,
those are his eyelashes. Myself, because I like him with his wicked eyeliner. Alright.
Oh, God. I mean, I'm having fun doing that, though. Interesting.
It's really different, and it's honestly not something I've seen other people do.
Yeah. Well, it's also, like, I think what's kind of neat that I've noticed is that some, like now that I do that, sometimes when I commission people, they'll actually, like, consciously include it, which is funny to me, because I'm like, I don't think people realize it's technically a stylistic choice. So...
I mean, I did it when I did your, Midnight character.
Yeah, which, I mean, is cool. I like it. I'm not complaining. I just think it's neat.
I'm starting a trend. It's like that Marge Simpson meme. It's like, I just think they're neat.
I just think it's neat.
Okay, time to filter. Woo! Oh, you just gotta make yourself laugh sometimes.
I know, that's the best part of life. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry I'm being quiet. I'm just like really focusing on the coloring.
No, it's fine. I don't really got much to talk about either.
You guys got questions? You want
fucking ask questions, something like that.
Likes, comments, and concerns?
Likes, comments, and concerns.
Will
There's
you
not even
ever make a
questions in there.
story time video about why you stopped drawing in middle school? Maybe. Not anytime soon. Like I was talking about earlier in the stream, trying to stay away from negativity just for a bit, cause it's not a happy story.
Yeah, shit. I just was reminded of like a thing, cause last night it was like fucking 1 a.m. and I guess someone I follow. I mean, I think they're going through a rough time, so I'm not trying to say that they're like a terrible person or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But they were like, they needed to chill a little bit.
Were they being like...
And like they did, well, like they fucking posted a thing asking like, does anyone know any like, and they did a few things the day before, but I kind of just was like, oh, I hope maybe they just had a frustrating day, whatever. But like, they fucking asked like, does anyone know any good art Discord servers? They waited 5 minutes and then spam posted it 4 more times with the last one saying fucking 700 plus people receiving these and not one person can like bother to respond. Or no one active apparently.
Oh my god.
And like, then of course like even after that they said like I'm so sick of this like song and dance, just stop watching me kind of thing. And like, and like even after the fucking fact, like again, they didn't even wait 5 minutes before they did that.
Yeah.
And like, and also, not only that, but like fucking, I don't know any fucking art Discord servers.
Mm-hmm.
Like even another person commented like, yeah, well most people are also asleep right now. Cause like America's in like 1 a.m. territory, you know?
Yeah.
So a lot of people on that side of the world are asleep. So like, you know,
or they're just not on DA at that time.
Yeah, or they're just doing other things other than being on DA. And like, which, I mean, I get it, it's a thing, but and then after the fact, like, I left a comment, and then, of course, like, right as I left a comment, they posted a thing where they're like, I'm gonna take a hiatus, which, I mean, they said they were going through some shit, but I don't think they were helping themselves that much with, like, how they were wording themselves.
No, I get it.
God, like, they were even saying in there just, like, even that when they replied to me, because, like, they didn't argue with me, obviously, like, I think they were self-aware enough to know that they shouldn't have done that, but, like, they even said, like, I wasn't, like, trying to blame my followers for not being active, and I'm like, dude, yes, like, that is exactly, even exactly if you didn't mean to, that's one thing, but you did.
Yeah.
Like, or, because I said, like, don't blame your followers for being, like, the inactive assholes or whatever, because you're having a rough time, and,
well, it's like that, there was a Twitter post going around a little while ago where there was this lady who, or I mean, I assume she's a lady. I don't know. I probably shouldn't assume. But they were saying how, like, they posted something, and within like 3 minutes, it was like, I have 400 followers and not a single like or retweet. What the fuck? Like going off.
I know, like, fucking hell. And also, like, fucking all of those people who do like stuff like that, I can't help but just stare at them like, do you fucking comment on every single thing that ever ends up in your feed? I doubt
exactly.
it.
Because like I don't.
No.
I don't.
Especially if you have nothing like intelligent to add to the conversation, whatever. But like, you know, and I get that they were going through like having a rough time, and they said that they were gonna take hiatus. And they said like, I'm probably not gonna deactivate my account, but like just unwatch me because I don't really want watchers right now.
What?
I don't, it just
what?
It,
then just don't.
It
post.
sounded
that logic make
like I don't want to say like I'm not blaming them or anything because like obviously if you're going through a rough time you're gonna say like kind of stupid crap. That's just how it is. I don't blame anyone for saying something stupid in the moment. But like it was just a bizarre thing. Like I don't know. It just sounded so. I don't want to say over dramatic, but it felt that way.
No, it's over. That's being over dramatic. That's what it is. That is
just like take a hiatus. That's good. Take one, but like what logic is? I don't really want watchers right now.
Yeah, go unwatch me. It's like, what does that mean? Like,
I mean, I did because I was just like, I can't. Like, I just can't do it, and I'm like, I mean, fuck. I followed the person because when they do add-op sales or whatever, like they'll usually have something cool in there that I can get and stuff like that. And I mean, they have nice art too and stuff. I just like, you know, mostly like I was kind of more interested in the add-ops and all that kind of thing. And I also like sometimes they'd have like that's also why I don't want to blame them for it because I know from like historically watching them that they're a pretty rational, like level-headed person. So I can tell that they're like they must be going through some shit, you know. And I don't fucking know they weren't my friends, so like I don't know. But like, you know, I just it was a time, and like I feel bad on watching them because I'm like I know that's not gonna help their self-esteem that much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. It's frustrating. I don't really like following people who like throw a fit when people aren't being as active as they want them to be. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. There was a time,
and I say this because this wasn't the only instance. They had done it like a few days before this.
Okay.
I want to clarify that for the chat.
Okay. So then
this wasn't like a one-time occurrence.
Well, then that makes more sense. If it's not a one-time, it's kind of like, and I hate to say this, it's some of the people that I see where every single month. Now, granted, I will admit, this summer's been hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, I had to ask for help when we had Binks's surgery, you know? But even when things get tough, it sounds bad, but whenever I see those people who every single goddamn month is like, I'm so-and-so, and I can't work, and I can't get disability, and my queue's too big, so here's my coffee. I'm like, what? Like, this is every single month. To the point where I had to stop following some people.
I mean, I guess I should have, like, and I mean, I guess I should have seen, like, this kind of thing coming, because I know in the past they've had because there were some adoptables they had where, like, I remember them because I'd check out the journal every single time they'd post it, and there's always, like, a few characters. I remember a specific gem one, too, where it's, like, no matter how hard they tried, like, even when they were free, no one wanted them, you know, and no one wanted to take it. And so they were getting really frustrated, like, I'm selling I'm for really cheap. They don't, like, they're not even half the price of what they're actually worth, yada yada, and people still won't take them, whatever. And I'm like, well, dude, like, some people just don't want the character.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You can't just make somebody want a character.
Like, what was it? I remember when I used to make adopts a lot, because I used to make them a lot. Hardly any of them ever sold. Gunmoon, what is that for? Are you buying one? Because you didn't boot me. Hello? I know it was your name. That's why I'm not gonna say your real name. But I know your name at this point.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, adopts are a hit or miss. But I had someone go through recently and be like, hey, I know this Adopt is like 8 years old. Can I still get it? And I'm like, I don't have the file. I mean, if you want, go ahead. It's like $3.
Oh yeah, I have some Adopts where I'm like I don't even make people, like, if they're really, really old, I don't even pay for it. I just give it to them.
Yeah.
Like, you know? And I've had somebody do that to me before where I'm like, yeah, this looks like it's really cheap, just a few points. I'll take it. And they're just like, they were just like, just take it. I don't even need the points. And I'm like, oh, thanks. That's how I got my angel lawyer.
Oh, is that how you got her?
Yeah, because it was like an Adopt that didn't look bad. So it's just like, if I tweak a few things, I think I'd like her. I'm like, here, I'll take her off of your hands. And they're just like, just take her. I don't care. So I need to reserve something for later tonight. Because I was gonna eat with a few friends. But,
oh no, what's happening?
Well, like, I was gonna eat with 4 friends that I, like, had a little graduation thing with. Because, like, I'm about to leave, and so I'm like, let's go hang out one more time.
Yeah, when do you move? Like, when do you actually move?
Friday.
Oh, really? I thought it was, like, Saturday. Okay.
No, it's soon. So I was going to, sorry, I'm trying to, like, figure out what times. I gotta reserve a thing where we're gonna eat. So it was gonna be, like, the 4 of us, because it was gonna be 4 of us, but then one of them is at a camp, so she can't go, so I was like, okay, it's gonna be 3 of us. And then earlier this morning, one of them messaged that she wasn't feeling good, so she has to bail, so it's gonna be 2 of us. I'm like, well,
I've had those parties too.
Yeah, so I mean, easy to reserve,
I had
though.
to pick the most complex.
I can do it online, yay!
What?
I don't have to call! I'm
Oh, okay.
I can reserve online.
Yay! Wherever you're gonna eat. Yay!
Hi, Niana. It's hibachi, because I love hibachi.
Oh, I fucking love hibachi.
I know, God.
Don't have the money for that, though.
I used to always get hibachi shrimp, because that was, like, the only kind of, like, that much anyway. But, like, recently I fucking...
hold on. Keep them preoccupied. It's the Hubbins.
Okay. Hello, chat. Welcome. I'm making a reservation at a place. Give me a moment. But yeah, one time I tried hibachi steak, and I fell in love with it, and I've never been happier in my life. It's like my favorite shit. Yeah, it's for today, and it's at 6. More than 1 hour? What? But this is more than 1 hour in advance. What are you talking? What? Bookings must be made more than 1 hour in advance. It is 2 o'clock. I'm for 6. What? Okay. This is odd. This is odd.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, so I has news.
Yes.
So, Cody's coming back and he's getting lunch, so I'm gonna have to end the stream around soonish anyway.
Oh, well, fun.
I know.
I
Don't worry, guys, though. I will be continuing the stream in probably about an hour or so after I eat and Cody goes. But it'll be on the website that rhymes with itch. And I probably won't be talking. I'll probably just be working so I can get these done. Because Gunmoon just snagged one. And I know you said you wanted one, too. And I feel like...
Well, I was just, unless you're, like, busy, do one.
I don't mind. I can do one. Just when I'm talking, I am much slower than when I'm just working.
I'm also having, I'm trying to reserve a thing. And I'm like, okay, we're going to at 6 o'clock. That's like 4 hours from now. Mm-hmm. And it's telling me, sorry, bookings must be made more than 1 hour in advance.
What? Wait.
I'm making it 4 hours in advance, Mishy.
I know. What? That's why I'm saying what? That doesn't... What?
I don't know. I mean, there's only 2 of us, so I'm pretty sure we'll be fine.
You know what? You might have to call on the phone.
I know, but I'm just a little irritated because this should be fine.
No, I know. I know whenever we go to Benihana's out here, like, I don't know what hibachi your thing is, but whenever we go to Benihana's, every time we have ever tried to, like, get an order and get a table, even if it was for 2 people, like me and Cody, they would always give us a big deal about doing it online, and they'd be like, no, you have to call for 2 people, and it's like, then you should have that on your website, that if it's 2 people, we need to call.
Ooh, is it gonna work this time?
Rude.
Nope, it's not going to work. Well, that's fun.
Oh no.
That's stupid. Oh well, it'll be fine.
How does this...
Oh look, my video's going up.
Oh, well, now you can creep in the comments.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness gracious.
But yeah, because another real reason, too, why I won't be able to mic once Cody gets back after lunch is... Did I tell you how... Remember how I thought he was hit by a truck the other day in the group chat?
Yes.
Oh, I was wrong. It was a semi-truck.
Oh.
He just said truck, and so I was like, okay, like a Ford or something. And he was like, no, it was a semi-driver, and I had to go to the company's, like, thing to prove that it was a semi-truck that hit me, and then get this BS. So, because Cody drives an older car, even though the car is in great condition, they were like, well, since this car is over 20 years old, here's $900. And Cody's like, this is over $3,000 worth of damage. Yeah, but the car's 20 years old. And so Cody's like, so if I had a Prius with the battery about to die, I would like, oh, we would have given you like a $20,000 check right here and now. And Cody's like, great. I'm so happy that my fully functioning car that is in great condition, that is just old, is only getting $900. And so they're like, well, we can give you $20,000, but then you'd have to non-op your car, which would have us be without a car. When Cody's like, it can still drive. I drove it here for you to inspect it. So why would you non-op it? Well, it's a 20-year-old car. Like, and that's like legit what happened. So Cody hasn't been in the best of moods the past couple days, because that happened yesterday.
I can imagine.
So today he went to go look at a fender thing, like a fender guy, and the guy was like, oh, this was stock too, what a shame. And Cody's like, I know. I know it's a shame. You know, I really like this car. And so the car will live. He's just very much not happy about it. So he's like, looks like I might have to get with my Mustang. And I'm like, well, that can't be all that bad, right? He's like, no, but now I'm paranoid because the Mustang is older than the 240.
Oh, fun.
Because Cody's Mustang is a 66 and it's in mint condition. Like, it doesn't have a nice paint job, but everything else in it is mint.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he learned that, he's like, that's a whole new fear. Great.
Yeah.
And then I guess the insurance people were like continuing on it being assholes, where they were like, well, why didn't you just get a new car? And Cody's like, 'cause it drives fine.
Because I put in the heart to make functional.
Like, Cody bought that car with his first job when he was freaking 17. It's his baby. So that's why he's like, I'm not letting them not my car.
Oh, God.
I know. And so he's like, oh,
That's
I guess
ridiculous.
I gotta just go drive the Mustang. Oh, my 66, you know, my old car. What's so bad, though, is because Cody's a teacher at a car school. When he drove up after the insurance thing, apparently everybody was like, Mr. Marcus, what happened? And Cody was like, I got fucking flowers and 2 gift cards in condolence of my car. They are sweet, but it's just putting salt in the wound. So that's been him recently.
Oh, fun times, fun times.
Know, right? So how's the comment section on your video going so far?
So far, it's pretty chill. This has just barely gotten into it, because obviously they do the fucking countdown.
Oh, right. The countdown's so weird, and it's so loud.
Like, why can't you do the countdown before the time I set it to start?
Right?
Like, I'd appreciate that much more.
And what pissed me off, too, is the countdown's different for different people, I found out.
Oh, well, weird.
So, like, when I did my countdown for both of them, I had it set for noon, because noon is usually when I post videos on Wednesdays and stuff. By the way, if you guys aren't getting my videos in your feed, I try my best to post every Wednesday. I have to say that because I get comments every time being like, I thought you were taking a break. Or I didn't know you were still making videos. And I'm like, thank you, YouTube algorithm. Thanks.
I know, it's great.
But, fuck, what was I saying besides that, damn it? But yeah, I had, like, some people who were like, oh my god, this is happening, when myself and other people still had the countdown. And I'm like, why have the countdown if everyone who's waiting to watch it isn't getting to watch it live at the same time?
I know, it's weird.
Oh. You know what?
God,
I'm glad, though, I picked the most complicated character to do first. All the other ones don't have these, like, long, intricate markings.
Oh, goodness.
So, but if you still want one, I will do you one, because I will get these done tonight.
Wow, I gotta find one. I have so many characters.
Just remember, it's monochromatic with a splash of a single color.
Yeah, my favorite.
Because
I
love those
low-key, I was just sitting here thinking about this last night. If you decide not to do your little, like, mini thing with your world when we were talking about it before with Quan. Like, that one fucking character when we were like, oh yeah, he made...
do you want him to show up in Crackland?
If you don't do the thing, I'll find a way to put it.
I mean, honestly, with the pirate stuff happening right now, they might end up just fucking finding her. Maybe that's what that's because I want to do it, but I know I wouldn't be able to do it for a long time. So maybe that would help you flesh out the character a bit more and do more of like an AU kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know why, like, this concept makes me laugh, so I'm like, I just want him to...
I just think it would be funny, because if it's also the Time Mage, then we could have Dimitri and you could have Gabe being Jelly again.
Oh, what a poor, awkward situation.
Because Gabe gets really weirdly protective of Dimitri.
Oh, yes. My favorite.
I love it's so bad, but that's also a thing for me. I'm like, that jealousy, that little jealousy nab. It's like, you know, it's so cliche, but I still love it.
It's my favorite. I've gotten to my recap where there's literally a skip to this number here if you on the screen, but you can't because it's fucking a premiere. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, I have so many characters.
Oh, is that what you're picking through right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at my toy house. I gotta look. There's also I'm gonna wait to do that. There's also some I gotta put in here, but I'm gonna wait to do that.
I mean, it's taken me how many months to put just some of the Crackland people in it, so...
Yeah, I gotta fucking update those too, because, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to get art of this character, and then I realize all of their pictures in their toy house are kid forms.
Yeah, and I'm like, now you're an adult with a love
I have had multiple situations where I'm like, oh, some cute art, but I'm like, oh, you only have your kid form in there. And I mean, he does technically have his adult form, but it's like an awkward profile view, so it's like...
Wait, who?
For Oliver.
Wait, oh, right. I love Ollie. I love him and his poof hair.
I know, I love him too. Oh, God.
Oh, I think that means the end of my stream. I think I heard Cody.
Oh, Cody.
Hold on, let me check. Oh, I was wrong. He's not here yet. We're fine. I'm sorry for the wings, Michi. Honestly, wings for me are not as bad as they used to be now that I kind of learned how wings, like, go.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, they're just solid black wings, so I'm not doing, like, crazy peacock filigree on it.
Oh, yeah. I like... My only thing... I mean, I like doing wings, but I hate doing the fucking line art.
Oh, God. That reminds me, I have to update Dot's reference sheet. I keep forgetting. Because I gotta put that bright-ass red feather in her hair.
It is somewhere. And fucking, you get the choice of having a black in it or not. It just depends.
I was gonna put black in it, just because it's, like, her.
Yeah.
I just think it's so cute. I forgot to tell Cody. I didn't tell him. I gotta tell him how freaking Mirabelle has a crush on Hawk.
I forgot. I keep fucking getting... When I was fucking making this video, there's a part where I start, like, going on that really irritated tangent where you just keep explaining it and it's obvious how frustrating it is and that you're being sarcastic. And I forgot that, like, to emphasize my mood, I just slowly fade in the picture of Lust where he looks really irritated.
Oh, was that Lust's picture? When I watched that on Patreon, I didn't realize who that was right away.
Yeah, it was fucking Lust. This is, like, my favorite face that I've drawn for him, and I don't...
I mean, it's a beautiful face.
I keep forgetting that, though, because it's just, like, it looks just mildly irritated when I'm talking, so it's, like... I keep forgetting that I used that there, because it always catches me off guard when I'm, like, rewatching the footage, and then I slowly see this square fading in, like, really slowly, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Don't you love those weird little stupid, like, editing things? Because I've done that in a couple videos. Where, like, if I'm talking about something and I'm trying to be, like, either sarcastic or irritated, I'll have a really quick, like, boop on screen, but I won't use my pen! Damn it!
Yeah, I use different... I love those jokes. I do that all the time.
Yoga! Ow! Haha! Oh, shit. Wires! My neck! Ah! Oh!
Oh, goodness.
Okay, I'm back.
See, I will say the whole reason because I considered at one point just leaving the recap out, but I realized in hindsight there's actually, and I was correct based on, like, this, that there's probably a lot of people who've never played it before.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, just, like, might as well do the recap. Plus, like, I know I like that. Like, I am, like, because one of my, like, little mini series online is, the fucking, one where this guy's going over 50 Shades of Grey.
I love that one. Wait. Is this the one where it's like...
Yeah, the one I showed you?
Yeah, I love that video.
Yeah, I love those, but because I've never seen the movies or read the books, I like having him, like, recap of the whole thing, which obviously his is... I'm not comparing myself to that guy. That production quality on that video is much higher than mine. But, and he does it probably a lot more fluidly than I do it. But, so, like, but I like having them in there because I feel like, and even like if you have played something, I feel like the recaps are a good way to, like, just make sure that you remember what's important for the review.
It's why, like, when I wanted to do, and I'm still working on it, my, like, big Steven Universe video, I've been just slowly rewatching the series from, like, all the way. So that way, like, I'll have it, like, fresh in my mind-ish.
Yeah.
But you were saying how you were explaining the 50 Shades.
Hang on, sorry, I was typing something. Yeah, but, like, because I've never really liked reviews. Even if it's know what it is, I don't really like reviews where, like, they don't at least explain as they go. Like, they just dive in and they just expect you to know it, you know?
Uh-huh.
Because I just feel like, no, I'd like to have a little build up to this, you know?
Especially, for me, especially when it's, like, an analyzed video where it's explaining something.
Yeah, where it's, like, I don't mind if someone's going on a tangent and they bring up, like, oh, yeah, that's one thing, but I don't like it when it's, like, a really in-depth review and they just start reviewing it without explaining anything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, honey? Hello. All right. We're going to have to end it here, guys. Sorry about that. Smeeches. Because we're going to go eat lunch. Like I said, give me about an hour or two. And if you click, I think I should have it in my basic info. Yeah. I have my link. I have my link tree. Just Discord me, buddy. You're good. Click my link tree for where, you know, the website rhymes with itch is. And I will be streaming there in a few hours to finish up these busts. But I most likely won't be miking. I'll just be listening to background music and working. But I will be chatting with you guys, typing in the chat. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you guys for commissioning me. You helped a bunch. I love you all. We had a great time learning about sewing and Washington. The
sewing business of Seattle.
And Morgan, it's been a blast having you.
Indeed.
We need to do just a stream together again because we haven't done that in a while.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Love you all. Smeeches. Bye.
Bye.
No, fuck OBS. Where'd you go? There it is.